time.
We'll now call the February 12th conference work session to order. Before we start, I'd like to stand and pledge allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. That's the first way we do it.
Councilmember Dees?
Here.
Councilmember Howe?
Present.
Councilmember Hyman?
Present.
Councilmember Jackson?
Here.
Councilmember Work?
Here.
Vice Mayor Ripple?
Here.
Mayor Malpajow?
Here.
You gonna do it? You want us to do it?
Oh, okay. Mr. Bundy, you're up first.
Oh.
Everyone has allotted up to 5 minutes for your request.
Come on, Chad, she's got you on the clock, man. She wasn't
She's
waiting
not
for
playing
you.
games. I'll be brief. I'm Chad Bundy, the Executive Director of your Health Department. We have submitted a pamphlet for you all, if you take a look at that. We're requesting $25,000 to be paid on our utilities as accrued, water, gas, and that type of thing. So get that each year, and we appreciate your support of your health department. What I would like to spend a couple minutes on, if you have any questions on my request for budget support, I'll take those now. I would share some other things with you after that if I have time.
That's 25,000, Mr. Bundy.
Yes, sir.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Bundy? Martin's probably has one.
It's probably, you probably know the question I'm gonna ask you, right?
I try to guess what you're going to ask. But go ahead.
So it's been 25,000 for how long?
We've had 25,000 probably for when I started 22 years ago. We were at 15,000. We requested that probably about year 4 of the 25,000. So we have received that amount since that time.
And since then, has the county ever started investing more into the health department above and beyond what all the citizens vote for in the levy of the funds?
We have been supported by the Vital Services Levy for my entire tenure, and the answer to your question is no, sir, we have not.
Okay. Thank you.
But the Vital Services Levy is approximately $198,000 this year.
And it's up for,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Anybody else have a question for Mr. Bundy?
It's not directly towards the 25,000, but the other storefront that you guys own or lease to the left of it, do you guys use that for anything?
I'm sorry, I can.
The storefront to the left of the health department to the left, where, you guys use that for anything? Is there anything in there?
We do. We have trainings over there. We have regional. We have configured as a regional health department, so we are part of a 6-county regions. So we do regional meetings over there. Occasionally, we do board health meetings over there.
Okay. People always ask me what's in there, and I knew you guys used it.
It's a great space. We're
Yeah.
fortunate to have it.
It was used for COVID shots.
Okay. The only, if there were no other questions on my budget request, I just did want to cover you real briefly with 2 minutes I have left. If you would turn to the last page of your document there. And I just wanted to talk about 2 of the basic public health services that we provide. We have undergone a standard review by the Department of Health. We have about 127 standards that we follow now. The good thing that has done for us is it has made us much more data conscious, and we are able to pull out the city of Clarksburg by zip code. So we go, it's 26301, so it's probably greater Clarksburg. But all the documentation you see there is just for Clarksburg. So if you take a look at that, if you have questions of me, I know we're going to run out of time today, and it's probably not the purview for that. But if you have questions, please feel free to call me anytime. There's nothing more important to your health department than the community's health. So I'll go quickly down through those. Again, all data is from the calendar year 2025, so we just ended that. So that's a 12-month period there. The data presented only covers 2 of our 5 mandated public health services, communicable and infectious disease and environmental protection, but there are none more important than that. What we do at the health department, one of our primary missions that most people don't see, is we track communicable and infectious disease in Clarksburg, in Harrison County, in West Virginia, and recently with our global pandemic all over the world. We could actually predict when it hit certain major cities in the country as to when it would actually get to the city of Clarksburg. So we're looking at that. There were 21 reportable diseases and 8 outbreaks, all of which required comprehensive epidemiological investigations, and they're listed on there. Those are, again, in the city of Clarksburg. The outbreaks aren't too exciting. They're influenza and COVID, primarily in your congregate settings. And it's very important because a lot of times that's your geriatric community, or those, they have immunization issues or have immune issues that we have to protect them by. So, but do take a look at that. I don't want to run out of time.
Mr. Bundy, what
Look at
defines
those.
an outbreak?
What's that?
What defines an outbreak?
That's a great question. What defines an outbreak is simply 2 or 3, in those congregate settings, is 2 or 3 cases. I think we had 15 cases in one of our long-term care settings this year. So that was probably the biggest.
And also, let me ask you, Mr. Bundy, is the health department maxed out on providing services, or are you all able to provide more services within the community?
We're always looking at services that are needed within the community. So I would answer your question, no, we are not maxed out on services we can provide.
Okay. And how do you all get the message out to people in the community of the services that are provided?
Sure. One of our primary goals there is, if you look at on there are 14 off-site vaccine clinics for influenza and COVID. And at that time, we're putting out all our public education. One of our other basic public health services is community health promotions. That's where countywide we did 38 off-site immunization clinics, as well as public health fairs and those type things. We also have a robust website and have gotten a lot better with our social media post-COVID. It seems to be how we're communicating now, so we have jumped on that train.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is Ms. DeMarco here?
Hi, guys. My name is Donna DeMarco. I'm with the Clarksburg Harrison Regional Housing Authority. And I've had a privilege to be working with them for the last 26 years. And from that, I do multiple roles. Like I work with the VA, the VASH program. I do our family self-sufficiency program. I do our intake through our Section 8. But I have the privilege of the last 20 years of running the after-school program through our Laurel Lanes community, through our public housing. And to me, I feel I'm blessed, and that's where the program really starts, because I feel that our children is our future. And doing that, I feel that if we plant a seed and help it grow, then I think that we nourish it, they can become citizens of our community, of young adults. And I think with your generosity that you've helped us out in the previous years and everything, that I think we can achieve those goals. Anybody have any questions for me?
So the increase on the line item is $600. Yes. What would that increase cover?
Well, what I do is every year I begin with an after-school program. So we do a back-to-school bash for the children and everything, and that consists of new book bags, school supplies. We do a carnival, kind of a cookout for the families, because you take the community, a lot of the people there don't drive. So a lot of those children don't have access to things that other children may have. So I try to bring it to them and everything so they can partake in floats, things like that. I bring inflatables, kind of have like a little carnival for them. But then throughout the year with the after-school program, we give them school supplies if they need school supplies. At the after-school program, I feed them. And all of that is through donations and everything, because we're not funded through the government for that. So it's me going out to the community. Plus, my husband always teases and says, as long as I don't sell the farm, he don't care what I spend on the kids and everything. So sometimes I feel that that may be the only thing they get to eat from lunch. So then they do their homework. They get rewarded for doing their homework because then I give them a little treat afterwards and everything. Basically, I always say hype them up and send them home and everything. But so the line item, that increase and everything, because of the cost and everything, I did ask for a little bit more. I've been blessed the 20 years that I've done this, that you guys have given me $400 every year. But things have had, expenses have come up. So I did ask for more, but I'll be grateful for whatever you can give me.
Is the program 4 days a week?
4 days a week. It's Monday through Thursday and everything. And I do it from till 5:30 every day. And it's from kindergarten to 12th grade. So they can come from, a lot of times my older kids just come for the peace and quiet because there's other kids at home that they can't get their homework done. So that's kind of just an area for them to come and chill out.
In the course of a year, how many children would you say that you all serve?
It varies. Like homework help, I can have anywhere from 2 to 30 come a day and everything. And it's just me. I used to have teachers that would come and everything, but throughout the years they have retired and I haven't replaced. So I have got educated. Being out of school for 40 years, sometimes you kind of, okay, we'll figure this out and everything. But I've had helped with the children that have graduated, moved on. A lot of them come back into the community and help out and everything.
So you said the school kickoff, that's in Laurel Lanes. Where's the after-school program?
In Laurel Lanes.
Okay.
We have a community center at Laurel Lanes. And I open up to the whole community. So there are children that come to the after-school program that don't live in the complex. A lot of times it's friends of one of the children. So they like to come and hang out too. And I just tell them as long as they abide by the rules that the children at the lanes have to abide by, anybody's welcome to come. And the rules are basically no profanity, no hitting. They have to respect, yes ma'am, no sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shannon.
Good evening, Shannon Beam, the director of the Clarksburg Harrison Public Library, representing Waldemore tonight, and also with me is Sarah Blosser, our Waldemore manager. So I first want to say thank you for continuing, actually your current funding right now of Sarah's position of Waldemore. She's done an amazing job over the past year with providing genealogy research, local history, promoting the Gray Barker collection and folklore studies, offering historical programs, providing house tours, and hosting multiple events in the Parlor area of Waldemore, from meetings for organizations, piano and choir recitals, lectures, and receptions. And we've been actively involved with First Fridays and now with America 250. We want to continue that momentum of providing great service and programs at Waldemore, so we are kindly asking you to renew Sarah's position by providing funding for her salary. And with the packet that I gave you on the second page under personnel costs, the library is continuing to cover the remainder of the extra costs, which come out to about $13,000 towards personnel. The only other thing we're asking for is assistance with funding towards operational costs. Last year, it was at around $10,500, with the highest portion of it being used for the utilities of gas, water, and electric. So we're just asking for assistance with $8,000 towards that. So in total, we're asking just under $45,000. And just for clarity, the library unfortunately does not have adequate tax-based support for every dollar from the library's budget that is spent. We try to use that wisely. I mean, as many organizations, you do a lot with a little. So just to help you kind of understand, like when we put money towards Waldemore, unfortunately, it also kind of takes away from library services. So we really appreciate City Manager Tiffany Fell getting ready to work with us on applying for a grant, a sizable grant that's going to hopefully help with the accessibility issues right now at Waldemore. And so hopefully that'll work out things with the ADA issues. So therefore, this year we left off the capital improvements, repairs, and maintenance. So now I'm going to turn it over to Sarah for her to share more about the impact that she's had in the community over the past year, and then open it up to any questions you may have.
Hi, my name is Sarah Blosser. I wanted to let you know that in 2025, we had a little over 1,700 patrons utilize Waldemore. And those are folks who came from all over the world. I made a little map for you guys of where all of our visitors came from. We have people from Germany, the United Kingdom, Canada, and then all across the United States. So we are really trying to promote Clarksburg all over the world. And our biggest ask for most people is genealogy. This year I had a 90-year-old woman who was looking for a little bit of information about her birth mother. She had been adopted and she knew her mother's name. We came in, we did a little bit of digging, and she was able to, well, using some context clues, we were able to sort of figure out some reasons as to why maybe her mother made the difficult decision to give her up. So there have been some really emotional things happening this year at Waldemore, and some really great ones, and we appreciate any support that you can give us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
So this additional $8,000, or well, almost 10,000, I guess. This would allow you to use the funding that you're getting from other sources in the library.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So that 8,000 is pretty much covering utilities over at Waldemar.
Sure.
And the grant we're applying for is quite high. So that'll be great to get. We're hoping to get the outside, some of the outside done, the doors done, the bathroom done.
Right.
So we can use that facility for even more events that fit within the criteria, because it's very specific on what you could do there. But having it ADA accessible will be very helpful.
Yeah, fixing the ramp, the patio. Yes,
Yeah.
that.
Is there a match?
We're trying to find that out. So a lot of times the CBDG grant program encourages a match, but doesn't require it. But you rank higher if you do have a match.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Griffin?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask for a grant for the Kalamota Community Center. In the packet that I gave you, we're asking for operational money. You see our source of income. We really want to be a community center, and most of the people that we serve in the community are the underserved. And I'll try to answer any questions that you might have about what we're doing at the building.
Can you tell us what kind of programs you have going on right there at the community center now?
Most of our programs, we work in collaboration with a lot of people. The pantry that we have, the food pantry, fortunate enough, we work with the Mountain Air Food Bank, and we were able to get close to $40-some thousand. You have to be there to really see the need that we have in our community, and doing the when they were talking about eliminating SNAP and stuff, it doubled at our door. We also work very close with the library. When the library had their roof problems, they brought a lot of their programs down to our building, and then we allowed them to have our programs out there. We have a weight room in our building that it's open to the community, and all these things are free. We have a yoga, women coming down doing chair yoga or something in the building. We have a book club going on in the building. We try to do at least 2 programs a quarter, working with the youth in the program. Because we're all volunteer, we don't have any paid staff. We try to do as much as we possibly can with the volunteers that we have.
Do you have a working gymnasium? Do you have a working gym?
No, we don't. So we applied for some federal funding for the last couple terms. They turned us down. We had Senator Capito came down and looked, and she encouraged us to ask for money for the gym. There was a working gym in there, but in 1985 it was run with the flood, and we're trying to restore it and try to get money to restore it.
Anything else from Mr. Griffin?
Is the refurbished boilers that were donated by the Board of Ed, have those been installed yet?
We've been able to install a couple of them. We were able to get money from the Harrison County Commission, and we're able to install a couple of them. It's quite expensive to do those type of things, and so we were able to get a couple of them installed, but we still have a couple more that we need to have installed. The other thing, in trying to keep the building operational, it's an old building. 1 month we got a $1,000 water bill. Wow, what the devil's going on here? And we just had some plumbing problems, and we were able, with some of the money that we got from the commission, we were able to go in there and do some plumbing, replace some commodes and stuff. They were nickel and dime us together. We were trying to do it ourselves, and finally we just had to go in and replace those things. And the last bill we got was down to $300, but it was up to as much as $1,000.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Griffin.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hello, I am Mindy Scott. I am Executive Director of a nonprofit called Homes for Harrison. We are out here helping those struggling with homelessness. Last year I came to you, asked you for $1,500 for essential documents, which you did approve. I actually didn't submit this with this, but it's a breakdown of every person, of course not their name, but what state they're from and how much the birth certificate was for. I wanted to kind of share that with you.
Yeah, I'll make copies. Oh, you do, okay, thank you.
Last year, I kind of explained that every single state, city, county has their own process. There's not one that's the same. I could call Weston today and get a birth certificate for free. I could call Washington DC and be so many hoops to go through. Sometimes they require IDs, sometimes they don't. Sometimes if you don't have an ID, there's other hoops you have to go through. So this year I was asking for $2,000 that would help with essential documents, which are birth certificates and photo IDs. As you know, there's not a lot you can do without a birth certificate and photo ID. You can't apply for a job. You can't apply for housing. You have to have those documents in order to succeed and get assistance. So that's what we're asking for.
Hey, Mindy, is that pretty much what you all primarily do, is try to get these documents for folks so they could get a job or get housing?
Yes. Sometimes, luckily, some people have them, and we can help with other things, such as, security deposits or maybe anything that will help them get into housing. We try to help as much as possible.
I mean, that's very admirable, not only admirable, but it's definitely necessary.
Yes.
I
It's
find.
crazy that's my favorite part of my job now, is
Yeah.
trying to find somebody who was born in who knows where's birth certificate. I had a lady who had been married and divorced 5 times, and she needed those documents in order to get a new ID. So, I mean, it's things like that people are out here there's no way that an ordinary Joe knows how to go out and get his birth certificate if he was born in Texas. No idea. So I'm always happy to help with that, absolutely.
And it's quite a process too.
It is.
It really
Sometimes
is.
it's hard, sometimes it's super easy. Like, you just never know because every single place is different.
But I think it's just a difference maker between someone being homeless and someone getting housing in employment.
And we don't think of it as a big barrier, but really, if you really think about it, it's huge.
It's significant.
That's all I have. Any questions?
Do you collaborate with like the FRN, RESCO, and things such as that on all
Absolutely.
these?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We are super like to collaborate with anybody. And I mean, we always, example of community action, sometimes they can't help for a certain reason, and then they'll ask us, hey, can
Right.
you help? Or, anything like that. So I'm glad that collaboration is there.
Is there a shared database per se between the different organizations?
Not a database. I mean, just email.
Okay.
I mean, we email a lot back and forth. Just try to collaborate as much as possible.
Have you worked with our social worker, Devin?
What was that?
Have you worked with Devin?
I have not, but I do know who that is. Yes.
Okay. Is there is that something you guys can work together, or is there?
Oh, we can work. Yeah, we can work absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I figured you'd be open to. I just didn't know what path you would
Yeah,
cross.
I mean, if there's ever a question out here, I will ask.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there's anything that I can help with whoever, I'll talk to whoever. And yeah, absolutely.
So compared to previous years, so last year it looks like you helped 65 people.
Correct.
Is great. What in 2024, or when you didn't have this funding, what did that number look like?
It was probably similar, honestly.
Okay.
I mean,
This is just removing a barrier.
correct. Correct.
You're not scrounging for money from other areas.
Not for that. No, not absolutely.
If
Essential
we give you the
documents.
1,500.
We kind of earmark certain certain funding for certain things. So absolutely.
So, okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Mr. Oldfield? Mr. Oldfield?
Hello, everyone, including the audience. Nice to be here for this tonight. My heart is in the senior center. I'm president of the board. Our director, Beth Fitzgerald, I know she wrote in her letter, she is in Fort Benning. You should have seen the picture of her today she posted. She's a proud mother of a graduate of, I guess, the Blue Academy. And so she's down there celebrating. And I'm here, so you get me. That's what I wanted to say. Normally she would be here. And I also have Joe Caruso, who is our chief financial officer, who is here to answer any questions you might have. He prepared those documents attached to her letter. At the Senior Center, we have about 3,500 members. That's including our 12 satellites. And I handed out the brochure, and you'll see that our satellites go all across Harrison County. But at the Senior Center, the biggest satellite is what? The Senior Center. And we get a lot of Clarksburg seniors from our towers. We transport them in. And as her letter says, we use, and we've traditionally got $25,000 from the council. And that money is used to help us with the cafe. And that helps feed our seniors. Now, of course, there are challenges with food these days, right? We all know what the cost of food is when we go to the grocery store. So we have that challenge ourselves. We have kept and the board endorses this. We're trying our best to keep the food, the lunch price in the cafe at $5. I know, Wayne, you stopped by recently and you saw there at the end of lunch, we get a nice little crowd. We can have as many as 30 to 40 for lunch. And we have I call it the advisory committee, but we have a little health, wellness, nutrition committee that's comprised of members who work with us to devise the menus that we do. So to have a $5 lunch, that's a challenge, but we do our best. See, today we had goulash, everybody. So you see, sometimes a goulash might be a little cheaper than a baked steak. So that's what we do. We balance it out, and Beth does a great job with handling that. And one of the things, and Beth told me last night, she called me from Georgia, Bill, you only have 5 minutes, so don't you Beth, she said, you got 5 minutes. And so I told her I'd just do 2.5. I'm at 2:15 left. But I wanted to say, we in Harrison County, our senior center is unique. I down in Charleston. I've been down there twice this last month during the legislative session. One is promoting senior issues, and they look at this brochure and see all the activities the legislators do. We're unique in this state. A lot of senior centers. Folks come in because that's where your bi-county nutrition centers are. We are not a nutrition site, and that's why your money helps us to keep that, to run that cafe. But we're known for our activities. And some of them say, oh yeah, you're that guy from up north who does the Tai Chi. So, they know us from our activities. Others, the senior centers, you'll see them come in, they'll bus in, eat. It's a nutrition site. They'll eat, and then they're bussed back out. But Harrison County, I got to tell you all, they tell us what they want done, and that's why you see all these exercise programs and activities. That's all I have. Any questions for me?
I just wanted to say, Bill, that I think you, as a senior center, you probably have the best ceramics program in the state. So that was really a treat to see, just to see folks that, a lot of times their kids have moved on to other places, and that they could have some socialization and also, make things that they're proud of. And you didn't even mention, I know it's a different funding stream you get for it, but just your in-home services that you do in the community too is vital to, helping our seniors be able to, live out the rest of their days the best they can, in the comforts of their home, which, protects, their dignity and also saves the state and our community a lot of money. So thank you.
Thank you. And now that you've said that, our number one request, do you know what that is for our senior center? Transportation. That's the number, because guess what happens to seniors? Their car keys are taken away for various reasons. So that's our number one request.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Amy, you're up next.
Mayor, Council, thank you again for your support. You've been supporting us now since our inception. We appreciate that. Again, we're asking for $25,000 for economic development. I'm Amy Wilson, Executive Director of the Harrison Economic Development Corporation. I know you all pretty much know who we are and what we do. I'll just do a brief background. We continue to serve as the county designated lead economic development agency with over 60 members. We are designated by the County Commission and the West Virginia Development Office. EDC is the first point of contact for business attraction, expansion, and retention in Harrison County. Ongoing support from the county and our 13 municipalities, including Clarksburg, enables us to foster business growth and drive new investment across the region. West Virginia Department of Economic Development has continued to experience increased investment activity, and you've heard me talk about the RFIs. Those RFIs now come through the state of West Virginia over the past few years. A lot of those will come to us directly. We still get those directly, but they have really ramped up through the state of West Virginia, whether it's something they've done internally, along with hiring their own site selectors and just marketing West Virginia in every opportunity they have. That absolutely benefits us. And what we do is we reply to those RFIs. We are right now doing about 10 a month, which is really, really good for a small rural county. It puts us in a position for the state's most active regions for growth, and that's reflected in WVU's West Virginia Economic Outlook, which I think you've all been part of, the 2024-29 that we've seen that we continue to partner with the state. That puts us as one of the fastest growing regions in the state, not just the county, but the fastest growing region. We continue to partner with the state in trade shows, expos, international business trips to market this area, and we market Clarksburg. As a regional and state representative, I think it's also important to point out that some of our key attributes here in Clarksburg and Harrison County are used throughout the state. So the state of West Virginia, when they are marketing and they are touring, like when we go with the state of West Virginia to Paris Trade Show or Germany or Japan, and we are marketing outside of West Virginia, they are using all assets in the state. Those assets include the FBI, CKB Airport, Robinson Grand, quality of life. So a lot of those attributes that we use as key marketing points, the whole state uses, which is a really, really good thing to say for Clarksburg. Some of those selling points that they have, the aspects such as our aviation technology, our industries, and our environment. I mentioned FBI, CKB, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Pratt Whitney, MHIRJ, Hef Photonics, WVU Medicine United Hospital Center, Robinson Grand, Stockmeyer Urethane, and several other international companies all come from right here, Clarksburg and Harrison County. Some of the key points I want to hit: I'm currently serving my third term in the Economic Development Council for the state of West Virginia. And for the Economic Development Council, the EDC, as we refer to, we just hosted the EDC meeting in September. And this was the first time in 10 years that we've done that. It was a showcase for Clarksburg and Bridgeport, and it was wonderful. We hit record numbers, 300 people, and it was over a 3-day period. We had the top economic developers throughout the state, as well as their representatives, here for a 3-day showcasing 23 speakers on what we've achieved in the past 10 years. Our strong state and federal partnerships continue to elevate Clarksburg's visibility and economic and potential. These collaborations provide vital resources, technical assistance, and marketing support that directly contribute to the city's development success. Some of the Clarksburg specifically representation include Clarksburg Uptown, which Luis Ramirez, the Economic Development Assistant, is here. He is the president of that. City Manager Fell is on our board. Regional Housing Representative for a 4-county marketing study that we have. Harrison County Economic Alliance with Councilmember Howe and Ms. Fell are also on that. The I-79 Corridor Group that I chair, the West Virginia Development Council Board, which is 6-county representation, Region 1, West Virginia Economic Development, Board President of Healthy Harrison, Chair of the Board of the Mid-Atlantic Airspace Complex that you know of as the MAC, Chair of the Harrison County Commission, Lead Economic Development County Development Initiative, the Southern Economic Development Council, and the International Economic Council. So this representation from just the two of us really helps to put Harrison County on the map. Some of the major achievements that we have, and I know I'm going to hit my time, sorry. I talked about the conference, I talked about the brownfields before, and I do want to say that we have put about $140,000 into 21 projects in the city limits of Clarksburg. We have a $500,000 grant, 37 projects, but 21 of those fall within the city limits of Clarksburg. We're going to continue to go after other grants that will directly benefit this area.
I had a question, Amy. So since the adoption of the Build West Virginia legislation, and then when we adopted it here in Harrison County, have you seen any traction on that when it comes to bringing residential developers in here?
I have. That's actually on my list, but I didn't talk fast enough. So we have 3 of those projects right now. We have 4 pending and 3 projects that are actually tapped into the initiative or the incentives.
And I think it's very important. You know, I think just personally that's a game changer piece of legislation, and maybe we don't see it now, but if Clarksburg takes full advantage of it, I think we could see more people moving into our city here in the next 10 years. We do take full advantage of that and continue that partnership with you. So.
Absolutely, yes. We welcome that. We partnered with Doddridge and Lewis County. We've seen the applications, we've seen the housing, we continue to see it. Not that we don't want to see it in our neighboring counties. We partnered with them so we can have bedroom communities for that. We do have a lot of the jobs, but a lot of people want to live in Harrison County, which is great.
Absolutely.
Amy, where are those 3 locations in the city of Clarksburg?
The 3 locations.
You said that.
For the housing,
yes.
in the county.
In the county?
In the county,
Oh,
yes.
You said Clarksburg. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, there are 3 applications that Harrison
Where
County
are
has
they
benefited from. 1 outside of Bridgeport, 1 within Bridgeport, and then we've got 1 application outside the Shinston area. So county.
It says the Clarksburg Hotel Committee. What is that?
Was a committee formed about 3 years ago, worked with the state of West Virginia to really promote economic development in hotels, marketing hotels. So it's a marketing package specifically for hotels.
Is that already existing hotels, or is that properties that have the potential to be built
Properties
out?
have potential, so the new hotels bringing them in. There was a a need for hotels years ago. Bridgeport had a lot of them, Clarksburg did not, so there was a committee formed for that, and it was working with the CVB, and then the state picked that up, so we have just a very small committee. They probably haven't met in about 6 months, but there is a marketing component specifically for hotels in Clarksburg.
Who's on that committee?
I'm not sure. I mean, I could send you a list. Lisa Sutton was on that. We had the CVB listed, the Chamber of Commerce. We had the state of West Virginia, 2 reps from the state, and then the EDC, which is our organization.
Thank you.
Well, I would like to commend you on that Brownfields grant because, $140,000 injected to 21 projects just in the city of Clarksburg. I mean, that itself is wonderful. I think, that just shows, that 25,000 itself justifies that investment we've made. So, and I know you've been very responsive when I think I forwarded you a name or two, and you've contacted them and got them in the program, and I know they were greatly appreciative, and so I think it's really made a difference to those investors that have put their money in Clarksburg. So I do appreciate that, just following up on them, and I think that communication level is greatly appreciated.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. We did submit 3 of the sites. One of those was in Clarksburg for the site readiness program, and we were just awarded 2 of those. Clarksburg, the Crossroads did not get that. It was already underway under another development, which is great, but we did receive funding for that. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Sean, you're next.
Good evening, Council. I'm Sean Jetchu, founder and board president of Historic Clarksburg WV Cemetery Preservation Alliance. We mainly take care of the cemeteries in the city limits. I'm just going to open it up to you guys for any kind of questions.
So, Sean, so your organization, so you own 5 cemeteries?
Yes. Yes. One in Salem, one in Anmore, the one over by Hardee's, Elkview, which is next to Holy Cross.
Yeah.
People get those 2. They think it's one giant cemetery all the time. And then we own one right outside of Glenwood Hills, Green Lawn Cemetery. And then the one we started with on South Chestnut Street. Now, we've kind of had our pitfalls this past year. Donations are down, and death care industry isn't exactly what it used to be. People are choosing to be cremated more, so burial fees and whatnot. So it's kind of why grass got a little high there. But we had some successes with some good community partners, like I believe, if I can't remember, EQT. They helped us take care of something that we've been trying to take care of over on South Chestnut Street since our inception. I mean, I don't know if anybody bothered to drive through or take a look at it, but that cemetery looks fantastic now. All the monuments are put back. I just kind of hope it stays that way. RDR.
So over on Marshall Street, on the Elkview, what happened to the iron fence that was there? Was it just taken out, or the wrought iron fence?
That was a deal that was made prior to our involvement. It was exchanged for services, and we were supposed to get it back, but the company that has it is kind of not too keen on the idea, I should say. So it was actually a deal that was worked out between the Masonic Lodge and that company, and we're just kind of in the middle. So really,
I just didn't know if unwanted traffic was increased without that fencing there. I mean, I know you still enter through the drive on either side, but
yeah, I don't
still a deterrent.
I don't really get many complaints over there as far as like unwanted traffic.
Yeah.
Like in South Chestnut Street used to get a lot of complaints, but I think that's cut down too. So.
Sean, I noticed that you're asking for twice as much as you did last year. What's the increase?
The increase is to try to offset the loss in donations so that Elkview doesn't look like it looked like last year. But I mean, we're also, we're in talks to part with some of the cemeteries and kind of scale down our operation, since it's really just kind of ridiculous to try to run it the way that we've been running it. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Sean, have you ever contacted the county? I mean, I know that people have to go and do like I don't want to say work release, but have you ever contacted them for help?
Oh, yes. I've talked to the warden over at Salem. I've talked to West Virginia Department of Corrections all the way down in Charleston. And they said the closest area that would actually have a crew is Parkersburg, but Parkersburg wouldn't come out this way. Perny Town is too busy.
Release over here. People have
Harrison
to
County Community Corrections.
Community Corrections is
Corrections,
willing,
yeah.
Community Corrections is willing to, help out maybe like once or twice a year, but I don't think Community Corrections has the manpower to continue the maintenance on it like on a monthly basis. So,
I mean, I just thought there was,
Depends on how many people are in community corrections.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Wayne would be the one to know the answer to that question.
Calm down.
I mean, we've talked over the years about it, so yeah.
Well, but even assistance once or twice a year. I mean, if you can get help once or twice a year, I mean, you take what you can get.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, definitely.
so
Definitely. No. But people have some high standards when it comes to cemeteries, and they don't seem to understand that, so we catch a lot of flack for it. So, yeah.
Volunteering is free, though.
I know.
They
I
want
know.
to jump in.
Sean, I got a follow up from one of Martin's questions. And
Sure.
You answered when he asked about the fence, and you said it was a deal between the Masonic Lodge and I guess another party.
Yeah.
Do you own the cemetery, or does the Masonic Lodge own the cemetery? I guess
We own it, but the fence was given away underneath the Masonic Lodge. So it's kind of not our problem, I should say.
I mean, well.
I don't know if
first
problem's
on
the
that. I
proper
thought you
word.
meant that deal was done, then you guys,
Yeah.
prior to you taking over the cemetery.
Yeah, it's not possible for us to be like, hey, can we have the fence back? It was an arrangement that was taken care of between two other parties. The
Let me ask you, I mean, I don't want to get down to the weeds, I guess, but is the Masonic Lodge still viable?
They still got a building over there. I mean, most of them are still around.
I mean, do they have money? Are they still funded?
That I do not know.
Because I don't know how they would, I mean, if they are, they own it, or they owned it. I don't know if they really would have the legal right to give away their cemetery. I mean, they're indebted to the families that are buried there. I mean, they took the money to be buried there. They should have had an escrow account set up, but.
Well, at one point in time they did, but then they made a deal with a prior owner-operator who was supposed to buy the cemeteries. That deal fell apart. The Masonic Lodge yanked it from them, and we're like, hey, do you want to step in and kind of help out in this situation? And my naivety, I said, yeah, sure, because I was expecting them to help out more and some other things that were discussed, and it didn't really work out.
So did the HCWV CPA, did they take true, fully deed ownership of?
Yep. No, we took full ownership, deed transfer, everything of both former Masonic Lodge cemeteries.
And then, I have another question too. Up on Chestnut Street, the sidewalk replacement up there, explain that to me, the retaining wall. I just can't
The
think
retaining
where
wall?
that is. Or is it actually retaining wall holding the sidewalk?
It's the retaining wall holding the sidewalk. Like if you come across, go in the cemetery just a little bit and you look, you can see it blown out.
Okay, up towards the top, almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand why that, when South Chestnut Street was repaved and all that work went into it, like, what was it, a decade ago? It was a
Yeah,
while
when the
back.
state-
Why
yeah,
the
when the
state
state did it.
didn't bother to do it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you could see that there's still some issues going on with South Chestnut Street. You know, retaining wall would have possibly helped.
I just had one question, Sean. With the donations and stuff that you have received over the years and funding, do you put any of that into equipment or anything to?
We have some minor equipment,
Okay.
but the majority of it had gone right back out the door to pay a lawn care company because we were subcontracting, because we just wanted to keep everything streamlined. It was more efficient that way.
Yeah.
Than trying to rely on volunteers consistently and last year.
And then the maintenance on all the
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
mowers that you have, weed
Oh, yeah.
eaters.
Yeah, maintenance on those things is quite expensive. Especially with like tariffs and everything. If you gotta buy parts.
Community corrections or anything like that, would that not offset a lot of your issues?
It would definitely offset a lot of the issues. It's just, the community corrections, you guys are talking like people that have to do community service.
Yes.
You don't get many of those anymore, do you?
I mean, we average between, I don't know, it depends whether the court, sentences folks to community service or folks need to pay fees. So we typically have, I'd say on average, maybe, 4 or 5 community service defendants. And we do many different projects, around.
You guys did come out at one point this past year to Elkview.
Right, yeah.
And I think it kind of like thinned out because their community service hours expired and it came down to one person.
Yeah.
So.
You said 4 or 5 people that are in community corrections that are.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the average from what I see is the, defendants that we have at the court that need to do community service. Sometimes you may just have 1 or 2. Sometimes you may have 10. So.
And that usually comes from circuit, right?
It come from circuit. Majority of it comes from magistrate, though. Yeah.
So maybe the magistrate could increase that penalty wise. I'm just trying to get that. I'm trying to help figure out another route.
I just work there, Jerry. I'm not a lawyer, so or a magistrate or a prosecutor.
Like you're the
service to try to get involved.
Thank you, Sean.
Oh, thank you.
Is Bill here? Are you on?
Welcome, Bill.
Better looking every day.
I'm not Bill, I'm Marcia Vilianco with the West Virginia Italian Heritage Festival. Our festival is about a $500,000 festival. We do not charge anybody to come. It's free to everybody. We have a tremendous budget, which we pretty much get sponsors, beg, borrow, fundraise. Today we're having a fundraiser. It's eating over at Gourmet Cafe. Now all we do is go eat, and they pay us a little bit of money. So today's one of them. We're asking for money mainly for the weekend of the festival. There's a lot of moving parts that weekend. Part of your staff, after their work hours, work for us because we have to hook up, the vendors have to hook up water and sewer, and your guys do that because it's in the ground, and you don't want anybody else fooling with that stuff. So there's part of, and they're there for a good while, they're there. I also have another crew of people that work the whole entire, pretty much Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and part of Monday, just setting up, taking down, hauling all of the garbage, everything that needs to be taken care of in the course of that weekend. Tables, chairs, things like that we added this year. There's just a lot of moving parts. And tents up and down. Plus this past year, I think you all know that we had $10,000 worth of electrical cords stolen. We then were told, new guidelines. All of the tents had to be replaced. They have to be a special fire rated tent. We also had to eliminate 19 vendor spaces, which is one of the big things that does bring in money because we have to have 10 feet between every food vendor that has propane or anything like that. So that was a big chunk gone. So we're here asking for money.
So how will the additional monies be utilized?
Same exact way before you gave them to us, we, about 4,000 of it goes to pay for your guys. That's a contract they did with us last year. And another 4,000 goes to the 4 or 5 people that I hire for that whole entire weekend. So, I mean, it pretty much takes it up there. Plus, the cost of the stage is over $100,000. And there's the setup of the stage Wednesday, Thursday. All of those people stay in hotels in this area for the whole entire weekend till Sunday comes and you tear everything down. Just the $100,000 for the stage setup and takedown and sound production, all of that. And my little group is, your guys working and the 4 guys I have working. And that's $8,000-9,000 right there. And then plus the losses we've had with the electrical cords, with having to buy the new tents. Just, every time you.
The electrical, the 16 electrical boxes.
Yeah, well, and you guys all know about the electrical boxes. That last year was a $4,200 that we paid to fix those. That was just the parts. That's not even the labor. We pay Sharp Electric over $10,000-12,000 to stay there for the whole entire weekend, so nothing goes wrong. Like last year, 1:00 in the morning on Fridays, they call me, and I immediately call Ryan, who's staying here, comes out and gets the electric back on one side of the street. There's a lot of expenses in this festival. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. Not Italian festival, but First Fridays. I gave you the cards. We now have an official place for the art gallery. It is at James and Law. The first floor of James and Law is all decked out. They're selling furniture that now. We've also got historical things going on in there. There is an office desk that John J. Jackson, who was nominated for the first district judge back in 1861, his desk is over there. So now it's all on display. And in the back is the art gallery. You're invited to a wine tasting March 6th. It's sort of our grand opening. Mark Jackson's photography was in there. I didn't want to say artwork, it's photography, was in there last month. And the artist will be there for a 1-month period of time. The James and Law is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So instead of having an art gallery that's there for 2 hours on First Friday, we have a full-fledged Monday through Friday art gallery. This is also something that helps to go along with bringing tourism and things in. A museum and art gallery are 2 of the most important things to have to draw people into our area.
Just out of curiosity, I don't know if you know or not, but is James and Law looking at expanding their hours any so that when people get off of work or on weekends when people want to visit, they maybe?
Well, because First Fridays got canceled last weekend because of the weather. This coming Tuesday, they are staying open longer. So we're having sort of from 4 to 6 where you could come in and check out the stuff because we missed out on the bad weather. But, we're having a wine tasting that's from 4:30 to 7:30, March the 6th. And I'm sure we're going to do more things. It's just now starting, so it's a work in progress. But it is something permanent, Monday through Friday, and James and Law has been wonderful to let us come into their place. That's it.
I just want to say thank you to the festival committee. Out there every Sunday selling freebies. And you guys volunteer probably more than just the festival. At the Winter Fest, saw Bill Boyle's out there. And just to speak on the festival, I travel the state a lot, and I see a lot of festivals, and I tell you, there's no festival that is as electric as the Italian Heritage Festival here in Clarksburg. There's a lot of big festivals. You have Festival in Charleston. But here, it's down home and it's electric, and so, and it's because of the work that you guys put into it.
And I'd like to commend your city workers because not just Thursday through Sunday, if we call them to hang a poster or to do something, they're always there for us. I know I can speak of one, Kenny. Sometimes he's a little difficult, but
I'm trying to track you down this week. You also let us use your Logan building to store all of our stuff in. And I'm tracking down because I bought more tents, I need to put them away. But I mean,
you always hear, it's always good to hear some positive in the world filled with a lot of negative right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Carol.
Mr. Spatafor.
I also have one letter too. And you received a letter from me earlier.
Thank you.
Thank you. The letter I sent you earlier has all of the, I think I gave somebody my speech. If I have an extra page.
If you hear us reading it.
So the letter that I sent last week or week before, whenever the deadline was, it has all of the information, the financial statements, our revenues for 2025, and our expenses for 2025. And that goes along this book. Also, it's just a little more detailed. And so I'm just going to talk a little bit about what the museum has done in 2025. And then if we have some extra time, you can ask questions or I can give you some other highlights. So start off by saying the Clarksburg History Museum Board of Directors and volunteers greatly appreciate the support you continue to give to the museum. So just like Tina said, sometimes you don't hear a lot of good information. We're very thankful. Our continued success is due in large part to the grant money that you have entrusted to us to create a tourist destination here in downtown Clarksburg. And this gives all of the information of where our money is going. We are happy to announce some of our greatest achievements in 2025. We began the year with our Civil War Symposium with living history presenters and Civil War rations and desserts. We've expanded our gift shop to include many Clarksburg souvenirs. We continued our programming that includes school field trips, senior citizen field trips, and Bill brought some senior citizen groups over for tours, Civil War bus tours. We have our ghost bus tours, the Most Hated Man in Clarksburg tour. And no, it's not Jerry Riffle. If you want to know the Most Hated Man in Clarksburg, you got to come take the tour. We have downtown historic walking tours, our first ever paranormal tour held at the James and Law Building right across the street. We've created new exhibits, including the Wall of Fame that showcases 24 of our most influential residents from Clarksburg and Harrison County. Ernie Woofter, the Soapbox Derby exhibit, Maeve Nutter exhibit. We've updated and expanded several exhibits, including the West Virginia Italian Heritage Festival exhibit, the West Virginia Black Heritage Festival exhibit, and the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad exhibit. So if you haven't been in the museum lately, you need to come and see those updates. We held several fundraisers, including our Pizza and Pepperoni Roll Palooza in February, our Liberty Market at Veterans Memorial Park in July, and the Taste of Harrison County in October. We're proud to sponsor 10 monthly First Friday events that encourage people to come downtown Clarksburg and support our local businesses and restaurants. As part of First Fridays, we've recently developed a new location for our art gallery known as The Gallery, and that's what Marcia was talking about, located inside the James and Law Building. The gallery will now be open 5 days each week, 10 to 5, for visitors to view the artwork, make purchases of the exhibit pieces. And I do have Mark Jackson's photos in my house because they're awesome. I love the lightning strikes.
I got them there too.
The museum has created a new children's newspaper called The History Tree, Clarksburg A to Z. We have a growing list of podcasts on our website. The museum has been featured in 2 national and international magazines, and we now boast over 680 members. We published a new Keepsake magazine for our members, and we've seen over 3,000 visitors in 2025. So we're really acting as a visitors bureau, basically, because people are coming into the museum. We're open. They come in, they ask us, where can we go eat? What can we do while we're here in Clarksburg? We continue to do genealogical research for our visitors and have archived over 10,000 pages of historical documents. We're very proud to have organized a group of 14 county groups into an organization known as the Historic Preservation Alliance, and that includes Sean and the Historic Cemeteries. We've petitioned the Harrison County Commission to put us on the ballot. Hopefully in November of 2026 as a 5-year levy, to hopefully provide funding for those 14 organizations, including the Clarksburg History Museum. And we have the last page of the little booklet I gave you, list, it's in there somewhere. Anyway, there's a list of the 14 historic organizations that are part of the Historic Preservation Alliance. It's in there somewhere. And there's a highlighted page in there I wanted you to see. The city of Clarksburg asked the museum to get some information on the former Waldo Hotel and the golf building. So we provided pictures and information that was very helpful to you, the city, to market those two buildings. As we now know, they've been sold, they're going to be redeveloped, and we think that's a game changer for Clarksburg. So we're happy to have helped in that regard also.
Hey, Mike, I just have two questions for you. Yes. My first one is, are you guys going to continue to do the Wall of Fame?
Yes. We started with 24, but we won't do as many. But hopefully each year we'll do, maybe between 3 and 5 different people. We have a list of probably 2 or 3 pages of names that we've been doing research on and trying to find out who we're going to put on the Wall of Fame.
And my second question is it true that we have a piece of the original wagon wheel from Abraham Lincoln's inauguration?
Yes, that's part of our Civil War exhibit. We have the wagon wheel cover from President Lincoln's inaugural carriage. We got that from the Smithsonian Institution.
You guys are doing amazing. I mean, I remember a lot of folks' video and stuff on sort of the history of Clarksburg. The museum was still fairly good size, but now it's really expanded. And just the volunteers that, periodically, do work in the museum. I mean, you got a good rock star now in Ron Gilmer. So,
I have amazing volunteers. I mean, really, it's just, they go above and beyond. They're all very passionate. I mean, I know I'm passionate.
Oh, yeah.
But they're all passionate. They've all got their little niche, that they're interested in. And we all do our one particular job that we're good at. And, well, okay. A lot. And Beth, our marketing person, she really goes above and beyond. Really what the little bit that we pay her does nothing for the job that she does.
That was actually kind of goes into my question, Mike. So she was paid through an AmeriCorps grant.
Yes.
And as we know, the AmeriCorps money went away at the first, well, I guess it's last year, first part of 2025. And you successfully fundraised the money to keep her.
Yes, and the city of Clarksburg helped us to keep our doors open and to help us pay a stipend, to our marketing manager.
So
and we have done fundraising also.
Okay, so I mean, this I guess my question is, is this funding enough to, with the additional fundraising you've done, is it enough to keep Beth in place and to keep the doors open through the year?
Well, this part here, what we've asked for is $10,000.
Yes.
$5,000 we put towards a stipend for an office manager and marketing agent. $3,000 for exhibit supplies and expenses, and $2,000 for our First Fridays, since we've taken that under our wing also.
Yes,
no,
we could use more.
Yeah, I was going to say no.
Sure.
It's probably not, but we know that the city helped us greatly last year. We're very appreciative. And the regular funding was $10,000 that we got last year, so that's why we thought we would ask for the regular funding.
So last year, I assume, and you know what happens when you assume, but I assume that your fundraising increased last year over previous years.
Yes.
Okay. And I also assume that you are planning to increase fundraising to close gaps and expand. Okay. Yeah.
Our First Fridays now, we're trying to make a little bit of money. I mean, I know like with the wine tasting is a First Fridays event. So we're charging $25 a ticket, just for an example, just just to try to help us
Sure.
in that fundraising arena.
We've also talked about doing chocolate bars and doing the fundraising that way, like they do through the schools as well.
Yeah, I think that there are ways that we can be supportive. I do think that you guys are the History Museum and all of the volunteers are filling a big gap that we see in the in the community right now. And so, I just want to make sure that, we're able to at least keep that that level of service and keep the museum going because, I'm a contributor to the museum. I haven't looked at my magazine yet. It's there once things slow down.
A lot of great things in there.
It looks very professional. Congratulations to everyone.
And we do have what we're planning on doing in 2026. Yep. So some of those things are listed. We are also doing America 250. I'm under the understanding there's a city committee. I don't think we're part of that yet, but we are doing our own thing for that.
But we'd like to work with you.
Okay.
We need to work with you.
Just give me a call.
There's also, speaking of fundraising, there's about like 20-some flags still left. So if all of council members commit to selling 4 of them, I think we can get that sold.
Complex. Yeah.
I'm gonna get some of those at James and Wall too.
Okay, yeah. But I will say that now all organizations tonight that do great things, a lot of things that when it's economic development or there's certain things that it's not, you can't see it right in front of you, but when it comes to History Museum, like dollar for dollar, the money we have donated, at least since I've been on council, you can see it. Like you can see where that money goes directly.
Absolutely.
Like you see it with magazines, you see it with the expansion of the museum. So it's,
And we've doubled our number of visitors too.
Yeah.
And they come from, like Sarah was saying, all over the country, all over the world. I mean, we had a lady from China that came specifically to look at one of our exhibits. So you're like, it's just
That's
things
kinda
that
cool.
It blows your mind. Yeah, you're like, huh?
Yeah. So just for future help and expansion of the museum, I think it would be crazy for us as a council to not stay completely committed and do as much as we can to help you guys grow, get your own place like we've discussed. So hopefully that continues. We still keep working on that and getting that done soon because next year's gonna be a good year for you guys. And every year you guys are growing, so we should.
And we're always here for the city. Anything that you guys need that we can advertise or market or expand upon, we want to be a part of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Mike, is there any more conversations? I know when I was down there speaking with, but about combining, merging, and taking the next museum over, and helping them because I know they're not well.
Society.
Yeah, the Harrison County Historical Society, which we started actually as part of that. We are working very cooperatively now with the Harrison County Historical Society because they are down,
right?
Just to a few board members, and they're not real active, but they have built some exhibits with our help, and we are working together with them, and hopefully we can continue that.
Yeah. Also, you could move into their space and help grow. I mean, they have a nice space as well, and
Yes.
they do have some nice artifacts in
And
there.
then we're looking at other downtown buildings that maybe.
We're working on a plan.
They need their own home, for sure.
We need a front door.
Yeah. I've tried. We'll get there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
That is everyone on the list.
Anybody have any questions, comments, discussions?
Oh, I forgot to give a plug to the library. The 50th anniversary, I still think about that. That was such a great program and how folks spoke about the library and how great of a resource it's been to our community the last 50 years. Not only a place for learning, a place where folks could, showcase a book, but also a place where people go for like information or referral that needs resources and stuff. So just wanted to say that, since you allowed us, Mr. Mayor. So.
Have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.